wouldn't allow Madeline to sleep at friends' homes and have sleepovers, but sleeping in the same bed as her boyfriend in a room alone was okay to Jen.
Did she ever have sleepovers? Like have friends come over and sleep over?
Slumber parties, no.
Did she ever go and attend any?
No.
Is there any particular reason? I mean, she's a 12-year-old girl on the cusp of being 13.
Yeah, I've been very uncomfortable with sleepovers just because I know what can happen. Anything can happen in a sleepover.
Well, then you can be the host house like we kind of were. You never hosted any sleepovers for her friends?
For her friends, no.
Did she ask about it?
Yeah, she did ask.
Was it probably a source of contention or arguments?
It was, I guess what was the source of argument was her and she wanted to really sleep over her best friend's house, and I just kept saying, no, you never know what could happen. I don't know the dad, I don't know the brother, I don't know anybody there. Like, I don't know what can happen to you, so, just afraid of her getting assaulted.
Hey everyone, welcome back. As you seen in that previous video, we are going to be talking about Madeline Soto. Before we get this video started, I want you guys to be aware that this case is very sensitive and heavy trigger warnings for sexual assault, sexual abuse, and young children. As Maddie was 13 years old, she will forever that age, at the age 13, forever 13. I wanted to come on here and give you guys this full case because not only has Maddie touched me, but I know a lot of other people in the community, and after everything came out, a lot of people were real curious about what had happened, and I've been following this case since day one, since Madeline had went missing, and I want to share it with everybody, and I want everybody to understand that this little girl, for whatever reason, was not being seen, was not being heard properly from the people that should have loved her, her family, her mother, her grandparents. They heard what she had to say but never really listened, and I think that if even just one of them would have stepped in, Madeline would still be alive today. And unfortunately, that is not the case, but this is something that I feel just some kind of justice is going to be served, but I don't think that it's going to be served in a way that we all want to. And yes, I'm talking about Jennifer Soto, her mother. A lot of people have been going around saying that she has immunity. However, she does not have immunity. What she actually has is basically whatever she told the police officers within the interview, she basically had immunity from that stuff. Now, if they do still find a cause, like say she knew about this, she was hiding evidence, stuff like that, that was not said in that meeting, they can then charge her. So a lot of people are getting that really confused. Just want to make sure we put that out there. Also, guys, shout out to Convict Ballerina. That is whose video I used at the beginning of this, and I definitely recommend you guys go watch some of her videos. She has a little bit of a background in the law, so it kind of makes it a little bit more clearer on that portion. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you, girl. Anyways, if you guys have not been following this case, this is the case of Madeline Soto out of Kissimmee, Florida. She was first reported missing on February 26th when her mother was picking her up from school, and her mother found that she did not come out of the building. Her mother proceeded to go inside the building, and they told her that she had not arrived at school that day. Now, this is the beginning of everything that you guys are about to hear. There's a lot of things that happened that could be something that the mother just overlooked and thought that it would be totally fine. But there's other things in here that make you think, like, if you really cared for your daughter the way you say you do, would you really do this? I don't know. As we find out, investigators did eventually determine the 13-year-old girl had never set foot on school grounds, on her middle school grounds that Monday morning. She was likely dead hours before she was even supposed to go to school that day. And we later find that out just with investigation and figuring out a lot of stuff. So this is the first portion. We're learning about Madeline. Madeline, she had just celebrated a birthday. So Madeline Soto had just turned 13 years old. She had just turned 13. Her birthday was on February 22nd. And that Sunday before the Monday where she was reported missing, she was at her grandmother's house for a birthday party. Now, for a birthday party, you may have wonder, she's 13. This is a huge age for any child. When you turn 13, there's certain milestone birthdays, and this is definitely one of them. Her grandmother, her grandfather, a few cousins, and stuff like that at her birthday party. Now, we hear from Madeline's friends in recent recordings that she was upset that day because I guess a few of her friends ended up canceling on her, and only a couple of her friends showed up to the birthday party, one of which was the girl that was interviewed. Now, you may wonder, okay, you've mentioned everything, Ashley, but you didn't mention her mother, Jennifer Soto. That's because Jennifer Soto was not at her daughter's 13th birthday party on Sunday. She was actually at work. She said she had just started a new job at a local hotel. And as you guys know, Kissimmee, Florida is very close to Disneyland. So as I understand, it was close to Disney World. And it was a close hotel to Disney World. The actions of Jennifer Soto asking Stephen Stearns, her on again, off again boyfriend, to pick up her daughter from her birthday party or to watch her after the birthday party, because we initially thought that he did pick her up. However, that was one of, I believe it was her grandmother that dropped her off at the condominium that Jennifer Soto lived at. Now, we also want to remember, I want to kind of just mash this in there for you guys. Not only was Stephen Stearns and Jennifer Soto on and off again, but Stephen Stearns was also renting a room from Jennifer Soto, and this was the 4th bedroom upstairs in her condominium home that she rented from her stepfather. These are her words, from her stepfather. And she says the reasons she had roommates was because her stepfather needed the rent to be paid. You may ask, it's cool to maybe have one roommate, two roommates, but the way it seemed in this, and this is all kind of because we don't know exactly how much Jennifer was paying in rent, but we can assume in this that Jennifer was not wanting to, or not capable of working enough to afford this on her own. So she then got as many roommates as possible and had Madeline in a makeshift bedroom in the living room. We'll get to that in a moment. The fact that she was not at Madeline's birthday party is very disturbing to me. It just gives off a pick-me mom energy again. If you want to watch a video with Convict Valbrina, she also is talking about that over on her TikTok. It's very weird. Now, Jennifer Soto was asked if Stephen Stearns did attend this birthday party, as Jennifer Soto stated that her mother did not get along. They did not get along with each other. So he was not invited to this birthday party. That's why he was not there. Stephen was somebody that Madeline was always talking to, apparently. There is text messages between the two, and there is also a lot of interviews that have happened at the school with her friends. Her saying that she's trying to kind of make that step back from Stephen. Nobody ever says that she sees Stephen as a father figure. She basically says that he's creepy and he just sits around and eats all their food and stuff like that. And the fact that she had told a counselor at her school that he made her feel uncomfortable and nothing else was done from there on out just really disturbs me, especially coming from a school, a place where the kids are supposed to feel comfortable and they can kind of let it out and things like that. Now, you also may be wondering about Madeline's biological father. Now, Madeline's biological father, Tyler Wallace, he has spoken out, and him and his wife did have constant conversations with Maddie. They had talked to Maddie. They were actually expecting a long visit with her soon, and they did it quite often. So, you know, they were also asked questions as to the effect of why weren't you guys primary custody of Maddie? Well, it was simply because Madeline never gave them any kind of inkling or told them anything was ever happening. So they just really did not know. And with them being so far away, I believe they are out in Texas and they're out in Florida. That is also a huge thing. And you just understand so much. And you can understand the want behind everything now because of, you know, what's happened. If you guys don't remember when Madeline was reported missing, we seen a lot of interviews with Stephen Stearns and Madeline's mother, Jennifer Soto. And a lot of these interviews were really weird, and they gave off both of them just being really creepy and very suspicious. Yes, very suspicious. So seemed strange to us, right? Because we had the mom comforting Stefan, and Stefan's not even Madeline's real father, and you know, you have him gushing about this 13-year-old little girl, and it's just it gives creepy vibes, okay? And we soon found out that this was something that we should have definitely been scared of from the get-go, and this man should have been looked at immediately, because this was the last person to have seen Madeline alive, was Stephen Stearns. A few days after Madeline Soto's disappearance, we did see a arrest of her mother's boyfriend, or on and off again boyfriend, Stephen Stearns. He was arrested on charges of sexual battery and possession of child abuse. So he was arrested on charges of sexual battery and possession of child sexual abuse material after detectives had found disturbing images on his phone. Now, I want to preface this with saying that when they asked for Stefan's phone, he did do a factory reset because he said he had to update it. This was in hopes, I think, of getting rid of any evidence. We also seen him send a lot of files on a Telegram app as well, to seems like he was just trying to save it there or something like that. Now, at this time, there was no charges for the death because we were still looking for Maddie. So Maddie was still missing. Madeline was still not found. They didn't know what was going on. That is until they found some surveillance footage of Stephen Stearns stopping at the trash cans in the apartment complex, or the condominium complex that they lived at. And they seen that he was throwing away Madeline's backpack that contained her laptop. Now, this is very disturbing in my opinion, the way he went about this. It was very chaotic, very, very just manic of him to do this. So we see pictures of Madeline's backpack that they took into evidence, and the backpack, it looks like whatever he did, he poured like paint on the backpack. I don't know if it was like to destroy evidence or whatever, but it was just very manic and like, I don't know what I'm doing, and messy, and just like, what, like, why are you doing this? So after they found that, at this point, basically we don't know, they still don't know where Madeline's at. Again, everything's pointing to the worst for this. Now, on March 1st, Madeline was found in a rural Osceola County. It was on Old Hickory Road in Osceola County. It was located around 4:30 p.m. Later on, they did have eyewitnesses that did spot Stephen Stearns. It looked like he had gotten a flat tire. Now, Stephen is not talking at all. There's nothing, no communication, nothing has been said from him. He's basically been mute. He does not talk about anything other than getting his commissary and not getting a blanket in jail. And if you guys want to look that up, you can look it up as well. This guy has been complaining. Now, it's not surprising because supposedly, now this is all hearsay, this is what I've heard, is that this guy is a germaphobe and being in prison could be really triggering for him. Score. And supposedly he is in protective custody just because of his crime, and we know how all those kind of crimes love to be treated in prison. So we have that. Now, dates for trials have been pushed back, but he hasn't been on any of his arraignments so far. There will be a trial that's held for the sexual assault case, and then there will be one for Madeline Soto. They do have enough evidence to charge him with the capital murder case, and now it's basically going to decide, is he going to be sentenced to death? Now, we know Florida has had so many of these people, and I really hope that he is, and I think that he's all right with that. And that's kind of iffy for me. I'd rather him be tortured because Madeline was such a bright human, you can tell, and for somebody so maniacal to dull that human's lights and try to say that they're in love with them is just so disgusting. And at the end of the day, it's just gross. Now, we haven't talked about Jennifer Soto as far as what she's being charged with. That's because she has not been charged with any crimes. The way it looks like they're spinning this, like I had said previously in some of my videos, is it seems like they are going to spin this in a way where Jennifer Soto is basically immune because she provided all the information that she supposedly knew about. Now, do I think that Jennifer Soto has a lot more to do with this? Yes, I do. I feel like Jennifer was jealous of Maddie. I feel like Jennifer didn't see her daughter and didn't care to see her and protect her. You see her try to protect her in some of these interviews she does, and then immediately, you know, it's like, but why weren't you protecting her from the one that was living in your home for so many years? Like, hello? There had to have been signs. There was obviously signs because Maddie told a lot of people around her. Not only did he make her feel uncomfortable, but she didn't like him being around. Not only did her grades change when he wasn't around, but she also was okay being home when she was with her grandmother. It said that she never wanted to go home, and her grandmother just pretty much just made her go home. I know they regret that, and I know it's something that should be listened to at the end of the day, but I really would hope Jennifer Soto would at least get like neglect, child neglect in this case, because at the end of the day, she put her daughter in this situation to have this man come in and not only sexually abuse her since the age of 8, but continue on doing it, and also telling them that they can go upstairs and sleep so she can get a good night's sleep. Mind you, mom had a king size bed. Now, as I stated previously, Madeline had a makeshift bedroom in the living room. Yes, a makeshift bedroom in the living room. And basically it was a bed and some dividers put between the two. Looks like also like a desk and stuff like that. So that's like a whole nother aspect of things where she was trying, but honestly it wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough for the life of her daughter, especially knowing that her daughter was 13 and getting older, and you know, wanting these independences because of the fact that she didn't like being at home. Now, we also see in Jennifer's diary that Jennifer had been through sexual assault as well. I have learned over the years that a lot of mothers, especially that have been through sexual assault or have been traumatized very young, it seems like they genuinely care and want to protect their child from that, but sometimes it just falls at the wayside. Now, with Jennifer, in Jennifer's case, I believe that she was too intertwined in either finding a new boyfriend or continuing things with Stefan and trying to figure out why they broke up or why things didn't work out or for whatever reason. I don't think in whatever way, shape, or form her main priorities were her daughter or her job or anything like that. There's a lot of things that have come out, especially with new recordings, new pictures, things like that, that say that Jennifer Soto just simply was not a good mother, and she should be at least charged with neglect. That's my opinion. Think what you will. I want you guys to remember that this little girl is forever going to be 13, and she didn't even get to live her 13th year on this planet, and that just breaks my heart. And to know that this little girl, she loved the color purple, and she liked the color blue, and you know, just all of these fun things about her, I think will make her life live on, and let people understand that not everybody you bring around your children is good for them, regardless of how long they've known them. And always watch out for your kids, especially in these scenarios. Now I know things are getting way more maniacal, where you have to watch everybody at all times, and I get it gets hard, and we have our own problems, but at the same time, our kids are what our future runs on, so we should protect them at all costs. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you think below. Do you think Jennifer Soto should be charged with something in regards to her daughter's death? Do you think Stephen Stearns should be charged the death penalty for his crimes? Let me know down below. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Shoot me an email over at ashtootrippy@gmail.com. Let me know what you want to talk about next time. And till next time, guys, we'll talk about it. See you later.
Thanks for watching Trippy Tribe, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.